Good evening to all the people that are here with us this evening on this special edition of MassTaekwondo.com and alongside with Combat Taekwondo. It is a pleasure for me to be here with you this afternoon because we have a very special show with a very special guest that I'm going to introduce you now on. This is the man of the hour. This is someone that has brought back the emotion into Taekwondo, that has brought back the old school into Taekwondo competition, and that has made a breakthrough into the professionalization of Taekwondo as never before. So you know who it is, but let me introduce you, President Rick Shin. Mr. Rick Shin, how are you?
Hello, Chava. I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm doing great, Master Rick. It's great to have you here. How's it going?
It's a Memorial Day weekend, and I'm resting at home here in the United States.
That is great. Thank you for being with us, Master Rick. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us about. Well, there's a lot of things I want to talk about with you, but thank you for taking the time. I know it is, as you say, it is Memorial Day, so uh, it is a weekend to stay at home, to stay calm and relaxed. And I hope you're calm and relaxed during this interview.
Yes, yes. I mean, I'm always relaxed. Even though it's a holiday, our Combat Taekwondo, we are growing. So we've been working on the weekends with our projects. So we're always working.
President Rick Shin. So let's talk about combat taekwondo because I think everybody wants to know what's going on with this new format. How did you? Uh, I mean, we have seen it through ESPN, we have seen it through YouTube, we have seen the series, the series that came out. But tell us, how did you come with the idea of combat taekwondo?
So the Combat Taekwondo idea itself, it's been around for past 30 years. Because 30 years ago, when UFC started, that's like when I was exposed to that sports combat network on TV. And I was watching UFC. And all these years, when I turned the TV on, I see other combat sports popping up, like kickboxing, boxing, the UFC, MMA. And then I don't see Taekwondo channels. I mean, there's absolutely no Taekwondo events on the TV. So I always wondered, how come Taekwondo is not in there, right? And then you got all these other sports being so successful and they have all this media flowing. So as you know that I served during PATU, Pan American Taekwondo Union, as Secretary General, and I probably went to numerous tournaments over the years, and also for World Taekwondo events, like one of the world's best Taekwondo tournaments. But I have to say, when I go to these tournaments, we rarely see that many spectators, except it's a local tournament with lots of kids and you got the families. But as the adult division, you don't see that participation. And also being involved in Pan American Taekwondo Union and World Taekwondo, you see these fighters are going through their training to go to world event and then the Olympics. But after they reach that goal, or almost, they've been training and then they couldn't reach that goal, there is no pathway for them. As you know and I know, Chava, we have all these fighters. They do not have choices. Their training, the career path ends soon as amateur competition ends. Go ahead and translate, please. So after seeing them, a lot of them, either if they don't make it to the national team or qualification of Olympic Games, they have to train another 4 more years, or they have choice to quit and go get a job because there's no professional pathway for them. And also these athletes, when they end up getting a job, a lot of them do not come from a rich family. And either they go back to school or they open a Taekwondo studio or they go get work at the factory or warehouses. And if they're lucky, if they get a job at the National Federation. So Combat Taekwondo was created to help our athletes for a pathway for the professional league so we can help them with better their lives. That was goal number one. Anything, anybody, any profession in the world, if you spend 10 years or more, it's considered professional. Our Taekwondo fighters and coaches, they spend decades for the Olympic dream. Yet at the end, they have nothing for them. Even if they win Olympic medals, I see many Olympians working at the security guard, driving school buses, or working at the warehouse. And that's the sad reality of our Taekwondo industry now. And number two, I have created Combat Taekwondo to popularize bringing back what Taekwondo once before. Because current Taekwondo that people are used to seeing in the public are Olympic events, and that's not what origin of Taekwondo fighting used to be. So I want to make Taekwondo great again. And lastly, our fighters can give them opportunity, our platform. We're providing them a platform to fight in a professional combat taekwondo league, not fighting in UFC or karate tournament or kickboxing. We're providing them opportunity in our taekwondo platform to show to the world what taekwondo is. And that's what I wanted, our own platform. So those are the three goals when I launched this. So ultimately is helping our fighters and coaches building in the professional pathway. Number two, creating a pathway, a platform so our fighters can come and enjoy and compete under the Taekwondo rules that we created. And number three is that making Taekwondo great again, having a pride. I'm tired of seeing people telling me Taekwondo is for the kids. Taekwondo is weak. No, Taekwondo is great. Taekwondo people can fight. And that's how once Taekwondo used to be.
So, Master Shin, uh, I mean, it is a lot of work. All of this you are telling us all of this, and it sounds amazing. However, it's one thing to say, one thing to dream. I mean, you can dream whatever you want, but at the moment to to land it, to bring it into reality, is a whole different thing. And I think it is not a single man work. So can you tell us who's your team? Who are the ones that were around you from the beginning? I mean, your teamwork and the guys that are with you alongside helping with this project.
Yes, so this whole project is that I had an idea for many, many years. And as you guys all know, my dear friend and also my partner and my work associate, Master George Rustescu, he's our CEO of Kombat Taekwondo. I've been sharing ideas with him for over the past decades. And then last year, that's when I launched the company.
Greetings to Mr. George, because I think he's looking at us right now, or he will watch this later. So greetings to George.
Yes. So I've shared ideas. I'm sure a lot of people talked about professional taekwondo league in the past. Somebody tried it, they failed, but there's been a lot of talk. So I've decided, I told myself, I'm just going to go do it. And I called our CEO, Master George Rustescu, and said, you know what? I'm going to do this. You want in? He goes, yes, without hesitation. After that, we had to create a team who helped us with our company. Basically, they're the founding members of our Combat Taekwondo, which start with Master Chung Fan, former Patu event chairman. If we compete in the Patu events, he was in charge of all the tournaments. We have international referees. Master Alva, and Master Marcelo. Master Alva was an Olympic referee in Rio Olympic Games, but also she was world champion, both Pumse and also in the sparring. We have Master Marcelo Rezende from Brazil, international referee. He helped create us rules. He's also going to the Olympics, I hear, in Paris, selected as a referee. And also we have a Master Kwan, who was an international referee as well from Canada. So I gave him the ideas, and they put together all the rules because everything was in my head, but nothing was written. So they put all that together last year. So that's the referee team. And along with my legal counsel for Kombat Taekwondo, Mr. Raul Pinzon and Mr. Claudia Aranda, they're all the founding members of our Kombat Taekwondo. And our director of operations, who came along, who helped with setting up a 1 minute round idea, Master Marius Slav is also our part of the team.
So, Master Rick, is there anyone who has uh, maybe I assume that you had talked to many people in order to make this happen, and is there anyone who you told the idea and he said no, and now they are regretting now that they're seeing how much this has grown in so little time?
Hey Chava, when this idea was out, half the world says Kombat Taekwondo will fail. About 30% will say, we'll see. Maybe more like 40%, 45%, maybe 5%. Very few people saw the vision that I had building this platform. Because most people in this world, number one, they're like your friends, but they're like frenemies. They don't want to see you succeed. And number two is that a lot of people failed, so you are going to fail too. And I said, a lot of people fail, so I can learn from it and that's a good experience for me to make it better so I don't fail. And our goal is to make sure this company succeeds. And it's already proven that it's already successful.
So, Master Rick, you mentioned Claudio Aranda a few minutes ago. So, you know, he's for the ones who don't know Claudio Aranda, he is the CEO of MassTaekwondo.com, which is the largest Taekwondo website in the world. And I knew, because he always tells this story. I knew he called you because he wanted to sell Mass Taekwondo, and you said no. But can you tell us a little bit on how did that story went, or how did it end?
So last year, beginning of the year, we're preparing this Combat Taekwondo, right? We're just preparing it. And I needed a media company. So I was thinking about Mass Taekwondo. But I did not reach out to him because I was just checking what are my other options are as a media company. And early June, Mr. Claudio Aranda from Mass Taekwondo called me. Hey, Rick, you want to buy my company? And I said, Claudio, if you and Alex Silazar and Esteban and Chaba is not in Mass Taekwondo, if I buy it and you guys are not in it, that is not Mass Taekwondo. You can't quit. And I said, what, your grandma, your mother, your grandma, or, in Guatemala giving you a hard time, or what's up? Why are you selling? So basically he got burnt out and he didn't have a vision of Mass Taekwondo, the future, because he's been in it for 20 years and the future of sport Taekwondo has been limited. And so I have to talk them into it, revive him, get re-excited. Let's work together. And Mass Taekwondo and Claudio and Combat Taekwondo, we became a partner. So I appointed him as the vice president of Combat Taekwondo. Mas Taekwondo is our official media company. And I told Claudio, whatever the price you want to sell me, let's make it 10 times more. Then let's sell it together in the future. So if anybody in the future want to buy Mas Taekwondo, it's for sale, but it's not cheap. So
So,
let's make it public. It's for sale for $10 million. It sounds a lot today, but in the future, it's very cheap price. Take my word.
Master Rick. So after all of this that you're telling us, so I assume there's been struggles, moments of deception, as every project. Sometimes you're high, sometimes you're low, and so then comes the first event in Bogota. So and it was like a game changer, but how did you feel in Bogota when you saw accomplished what you have dreamed of or what you have visualized before? So because one thing is to have the idea and another very different thing is to have it right in front of you happening. And with the event in Colombia was a very 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 big event. We have a very big media coverage. We have ESPN. We have like a lot of cameras, a lot of people, a full house, great competitors, great fights. How did you feel at that time?
So Chava, talking about our first tournament. Before talking to what happened the day of the event, I'm gonna give you a little background how that tournament started.
Yes.
When I went to Bogota to visit Mr. Raul Pinzon, which is my dear friend, and I just talked to him about the idea about hosting a tournament. And he told me during lunch, well, we have this nice venue. You should go check it out after lunch. And I walked over there. I liked it. I signed the contract right there, right then, and paid money deposit. Without the rules, without the fighters, without anything, I went in and signed a contract 5 months before, 6 months before our first tournament. And I called Master Chung Pham. Master Pham, I need rules. I already signed the contract with the venue. You gotta put together the rules. And then, so he started working on it, his whole referee team. But then we didn't have a fighters. We had zero fighters. So we start interviewing fighters. I mean, nothing was ready when we secured the venue. I did it backwards. But that's how you push yourself. You just have to make it happen. So then right before the event, we had a contract with ESPN. That's probably one of our biggest accomplishments in the Taekwondo history is having our platform in the sports network, in the global sports network for the world to see. That's that Taekwondo has not ever done in the history of Taekwondo. So that was our biggest accomplishment. But the problem was our rules. We tested light contact, but it was never tested in full contact inside the ring. And we were hesitant to make it live or keep it off live. And Master Marcelo from Brazil, he says, sir, when we go to war, we go there to shoot. We don't just go to the war and just stand there and look pretty. Let's make it live. So that's why how making it live with the ESPN network happened. So we never tested in the real life, in real fight with professional fighters. So that was the first event. We were very courage, and we were very brave. We went for it. Anything could go wrong because for any company to go and test their fight, live broadcasting, we were crazy. I mean, we were just stupid and very brave, but we still went for it because we believed in our product. So the day of the event, I was worried about three things. I mean, many things, but main thing was the fight. how is the fight gonna go? Second is how is the public gonna respond? Like the audience, how are they gonna enjoy it? Or is it gonna be another boring Olympic sparring? Or is it gonna be exciting? And then the third are the logistics. But those are the two things, our rules, the fighters adapting our rules. Number two was the audience. And guess what? At the end of the night, it was a grand success. I have a grandmothers enjoying it. They're clapping, they're dancing. You have ladies, because the grandmas and ladies, they do not like taekwondo fights. They're always sitting there. They don't want to come watch. But these are into it. They're having fun, enjoying the fight, the crowd, the energy. The fighters are performing, and they're using their hands and feet. It's bringing back the old taekwondo. So everything that I was worried about, that what we worried about as our organization, it was a grand success. We have completed and exceeded our expectations.
So, Master Rick, tell us, please. I've seen a lot of people that thanking you for bringing back. As a matter of fact, we have a few comments here. Thank you for bringing martial arts back to Taekwondo, and comments like that. And I've seen like a lot of fighters when they end their fights, they grab the microphone and they thank you. How do you feel about that? Uh, because as for my understanding, you're not like a sports manager or something like that. You are more like a businessman. As that's the way I see you. How do you? What do you feel when an athlete thanks you for the opportunity or for the league or whatever? It is strange. Is it strange for you as a businessman or what do you think about it?
When I was serving Pan American Taekwondo Union Secretary General and for also helping out World Taekwondo, I've been to many tournaments. Normally, the referees will come and thank us for selecting them to be the referee. Fighters, they go and win fight and they move on. Coach is saying, but always it's only the most of the times the referees are only the ones who's grateful because they got selected. When athletes come and thank us in Combat Taekwondo, is I believe it's because we provide them opportunities. See, Combat Taekwondo welcomes all style of Taekwondo, regardless where you're from, what color you are, male, female, if you're just a dojang student, if you're a national team member, wherever you're from, we give them opportunity and we will welcome everyone. Think about it. In order for some of our fighters, they could never go to the Olympics because they don't have money to go to all these tournaments. They don't have, their body is not built Olympic style where you have to be skinny and tall and make the weight. Our platform is we give opportunities to regular Taekwondo students who's training at the dojo to be on the world stage and have more views and more experience and get their name out there. I mean, who does that for them? But once again, our company is about taking care of our fighters. That's how this organization started. Sometimes, Chava, people just need an opportunity that one time. And we want to be in a company where we provide opportunity for that one person, give them a hope so they can be somebody, which some, all they need is an opportunity to be out there. And we are one of that opportunity that we're providing, that which makes us feel great. That's why
No,
we do this.
so, Master Rick, I already mentioned your role as a businessman inside the organization. So, and I think many people is asking this question or asks this question to themselves because they don't understand, and I hope you can clarify us. What's the difference between combat taekwondo to an MNA or a norm or a federation from some country? What can you say it is the difference between these two entities?
Tava, let's clarify something. You referred to me as a businessman, which, as a company, yes, I'm running a company that makes all the Taekwondo studios masters who teach Taekwondo and collect money. They're also considered businessmen based on your saying. Is that true?
Yes.
See, yes, we're businessmen, but also we are all martial artists. Every member of our Combat Taekwondo, they're all Taekwondo black belts. They're all done Taekwondo. They all know how to tie the belts on. We do not have a one person in our group who've never done Taekwondo before. So you asked me about our company. What's the difference between national federations, international federations, and Combat Taekwondo? Combat Taekwondo is the first professional Taekwondo league. It's a company. We are like Nike, Adidas, NBA, NFL, Professional Football League. Like we're no different than NBA, professional basketball, where Michael Jordan used to play. They're all professional leagues. So when you say Combat Taekwondo, we are not national federation. We are not international federation. We are a professional company, which means our referees are professional referees. Okay, our fighters are professional fighters. Our clubs are professionally licensed clubs. We do not belong to these federations or government agencies. So anybody who's watching this today, we are not building a federation. Combat Taekwondo is not a federation. We want to stay far away from it. There is already many federations, World Taekwondo, International Taekwondo Federations, associations like Mudo Kwan, Jido Kwan. No, we are a professional Taekwondo league. It's a company. That's why in our company, we do not have politics. We do not have voting every 4 years or 2 years. It's a company. So I want people to understand when you hear Combat Taekwondo, we are no different than UFC. It's a Taekwondo version of UFC or One Fight Championships. We're a professional league. That's it. No federations.
So, Master Rick, talking about again bringing back the the combat taekwondo format. What's the next coming for combat taekwondo? Because I've seen I've seen a lot of movement. It is growing so fast. I've seen a lot of response. I mean, we saw the we saw Major League in Portland. We saw Major League in Chile. We saw Major League in Brazil. We saw Major League in Argentina, and the response has been amazing. The growth of the organization uh, has been meteorical. So, what's coming next immediately for Combat Taekwondo? What can we expect on the next, I don't know, few months?
Combat Taekwondo is growing. It's growing very fast. But there's a growth that I exceeded my expectations. And what this tells me is that the world has been waiting for Combat Taekwondo. Since December 3rd, from our first championship, Combat Taekwondo is now have over 1,200 certified referees globally in 105 countries. And with that, our club memberships, we have all our Combat Taekwondo licensed clubs are popping up every country in the world. Once again, it's over 100 countries as of yesterday with all the referees. Our demand is we can't keep up. Right now, Last month, we have launched Combat Taekwondo membership system, like it's our own platform, like a membership system similar to GMS or Hang a Star or Simply Compete, similar. But we have our own platform now with the complete membership database system to keep up with our demand with our members. Now, behind all this, our members and clubs with how that we're access to our member bodies, global bodies. Right now, we're pushing 50,000 members plus, and in 5 months, that's how fast we have grown. At the same time, our ESPN network, we're shooting almost 30 million views
Dice
since the
también
live,
que
including live broadcast and episodes. It's our popularity and awareness in combat taekwondo is going viral.
so, Master Rick, so all of this happened in a very short period of time. I mean, it's been hardly 6 months since the event of December, and it is exploding everywhere. So, uh, giving this virality, giving this interest in the format, in the movement, how do you see, or what can you expect for combat taekwondo in the next 5 to 10 years?
Combat taekwondo is, once again, it's nothing new. We've just brought back resurrection of taekwondo, how once taekwondo used to be. So our demand will continue to grow because we have a population that our taekwondo studios are only teaching kicking. They do pumse, but in reality, it's not practical. So we are bringing back more teenagers and adults to our taekwondo studios because combat taekwondo is promoting in the public through the media. So we will be working together basically with the taekwondo schools and all these organizations who want to work with us. And as a whole, tide rise, and we'll all benefit. So we'll be of greater demand. Next 5 to 10 years, our top fighters are going to fly in their private jet. They're going to have their own yachts. And our fighters are going to be filthy rich. Our coaches will become managers and promoters. And our taekwondo industry professional will be set. And that is our ultimate goal, making sure all our fighters and coaches are all taken care of.
So, Master Shin, I would like to go to visit you in a private jet with a Combat Taekwondo sticker on the side. So, just to finish this interview, Master Rick, I would like to thank you for your time and for clarifying different things that the people was talking about. And I don't know, maybe before wrapping this up, because it's been a great evening. I've enjoyed the interview a lot. And is there anything that you want to say to the Taekwondo community out there, also including the Combat Taekwondo community, which now is a very, very, very large community? Anything you want to tell to them? I give you the mic open for you.
Thank you, Chava. I want to thank everybody who joined me today for our interviews, but I want to address one thing that there is a letter circulating from World Taekwondo to their members, the World Taekwondo MNAs and their officials, basically telling that Combat Taekwondo, myself, have reached out to all the national federations to support Combat Taekwondo. So let's get the facts straight. I have not reached out to Europe. I did not reach out to Oceania, Africa, all these unions or national federations. However, I talked with 2 countries because their coach arranged a meeting with me to talk with their presidents. The reason behind it is because I told them, your president is my friend. With their blessing, I'll have a meeting. But I did never reached out. However, I reached out to one person, Patu President Juan Mario Lopez Delgado, because I wanted to host a tournament in Mexico. And he said, sure, he'll help me out. But that's it. So the letter that it's circulating that I am begging or I'm reaching out for help with Kombat Taekwondo, it's not. It's them who's reaching us out because they all want to be part of this movement. So that's fact number one. These national presidents and Continental Union presidents, they're all my friends because I was a Secretary General of PATU and involved in World Taekwondo movements and PATU movement for over a decade. So what's the problem me reaching out and talk to them? Isn't that what the friends for? And letter also states that you cannot be associated with Rick Shin or go to his events. So does that mean, my friends, if you come to my birthday parties or my wedding or Christmas party, or we get together for lunch, what, you're going to go in and sanction all of them? It's a violation because they come to my parties? Let's be realistic. Since when did World Taekwondo gets involved? Which party you can go and which party you can't go? It sounds like a communist party or dictatorship. Let's get the facts straight. They basically don't want anybody involved that I'm involved, any companies. But the fact is, I own stocks in Apple, your iPhone. I own stocks in Samsung, McDonald's, Coca-Cola. I'm also part owner of all those as a stockholder. So are they saying that my friends should stop drinking Coca-Cola, or they should not go to McDonald's, or they if they have an iPhone, or Google? If you use the internet and you have a Google search engine, if you use it, all of that, it's a violation of their ethics and disciplinary code. Let's get real. I mean, what is this? Is a communist party controlling what you can eat, what you can't eat, or what brand you can have, what you can't have? So it's kind of sad. I served that organization for many years. This is Olympics, 3 months before the Olympic Games, and then they're worried about their people going to which parties, which events, or you can go to that person's tournament, or you can go to that person's party. How pathetic is it? I don't hate World Taekwondo, because that's an organization that my father served, I served. But then there are personal issues between them. Some people in World Taekwondo really hates me. And you know what? I forgive you. Okay? Maria Borello, I forgive you. Let's move on. It's time to move on. And you are like almost 80 years old. So like our Mas Taekwondo and us, I mean, we need to move on. And, it's time that we move on as like in the grown-up adults and not hold us back. Because what you guys are all doing is affecting all Taekwondo population globally. And this is exactly why there has never been a professional league. And you're not going to stop me. Okay? And those officials and referees who is scared of those threats that you can't go to certain places, whatever reason, you can't come to my birthday party or my Christmas party or my wedding or whatever. If you're afraid to come, that's fine. I understand completely. But the basic human rights from United Nations, it says people have a right to choose assembly. Nobody can tell you where you can go, where you can't go, or be part of. Basic human rights under the UN Assembly is that everybody have a right for education, Everybody have right to go and learn whatever they want. Okay? So our training and our programs and be part of the organizations, our company, it's your rights as a human being. So once again, thank you. And thank you for your time today for joining me for interview. Yeah. So, hey, so like I'm reading that. It's kind of funny. Isn't it kind of funny though?
I think it's more sad than funny, but I understand what you mean. Yes.
Yeah. So, hey, thank you for your time today, for inviting me for interview.
No,
And I
Master
look
Rick,
forward to
thank
seeing
you.
you soon.
By all means, thank you for your time and for speaking with us. I mean, not every day you can speak with someone so important like you on this world of Taekwondo. I'm going to state it like that on the world of Taekwondo because because I believe that truly Taekwondo was a gift to the world. So I want to take it like it as a gift to the world, and everybody in the world is everybody. So Master Rick, thank you very much for being here, and I wish you the best with Combat Taekwondo. I'm really happy, honored, and proud to be part of this movement for taking me in and letting me add something into the movement. So thank you very much, and well, I'll see you. I'll see you later.
Well, I see you very near future, Chala. And thanks to Mas Taekwondo. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Master Rick.